Welcome to this video tutorial on how to install N8N on Ubuntu 26.04. Last week Ubuntu 26.04 came out and we're going to now step you through how to install N8N on this new operating system. Let's have a look at what we need to do. First of all, we're going to be checking and installing any outstanding Ubuntu packages and upgrades. We will then be installing Docker and Docker Compose following the official documentation on the Docker website. After that, we'll be testing a basic N8N Docker container following the documentation on the n8n.io website. And then after that, we will be setting any custom environment variables that you may need for your use case. And then after that, once we've confirmed that we have a running N8N environment, we can go ahead and bin that, and we can go and set up N8N with the Docker Compose using Postgres. And then last but not least, log in and activate your N8N instance. Okay, so let's go in and have a look at the first requirement, which is check for and install Ubuntu package updates. Okay, so we're going to start by doing sudo apt update and sudo apt upgrade -y and press enter there. I have no updates outstanding, so I can just proceed to the next section, which is install Docker and Docker Compose. To get started, let's go and clear the terminal. We will then visit docs.docker.com and we'll check the official documentation for the Docker engine install. So this is the link. I'm going to include this in the description of the video. Scroll down here and we're going to just copy this command that appears below here. Here we go. Yes, we're going to copy this and we're going to paste this into the terminal. This will uninstall any existing Docker versions. I don't have one installed here. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to scroll down and I'm going to go to the installation method I'm going to use is add apt repository. So I'm just going to copy this whole command here. I'm going to paste it into the terminal again. And this will then configure the apt repository and update app sources. Press yes. Okay. And then I'm going to go scroll down here to install, copy this command here to install the Docker CLI and the Docker Compose and other dependencies that we require. That's done. And now I'm just going to go and copy this sudo systemctl status for Docker, and that we can see that it is running and it is enabled. Okay, that's great. We don't need to do anything more here. We can just go sudo docker run hello world. So just going to copy paste that in. That's worked. Okay, so we have a working Docker. Okay, so next up we're going to test running basic N8N Docker container. Okay, so let's start by installing Git, which is sudo apt install Git. It's already installed for me, but it might not be for you. Okay, so next up we go to docs.n8n.io and I'll include this link in the description. Scroll down and we're going to go to starting N8N and we're going to copy this. We're going to paste this into Notepad. And the first thing we need to change is the time zone. So we're going to go to this time zone map, hover over your country. So this map link I'm going to include, hover over your country, and then you'll see the time zone appear that you can just copy and paste it. Mine is Europe/Amsterdam. And I'll include that for both the generic time zone and the TZ environment variables. Okay. So I'm just going to copy this. Sorry, I'm just having a bit of problems with the copy paste here. Okay, so we're just going to add sudo in front of both of these Docker commands. So the first Docker command creates the volume. The second one will start up the container and open up port 5678. So we just paste this into our terminal and it starts running. Okay, now we have this serving on localhost, but I'm on a remote machine, so I'm going to have to add an environment variable because now it's going to give me this secure cookie page and it tells me to ignore it. We can add in the environment variable N8N underscore secure underscore cookie and set it to false. So that's what we're going to be doing next, is setting an environment variable. So full disclosure, setting this environment variable to false will disable the requirement for SSL and TLS. This is only recommended if you are in a private local network. Do not do this in a production environment or an office environment. Okay, so let's go copy and paste this environment variable name, which is N8N underscore secure underscore cookie. And we're just going to copy this, and we go, first of all, we're going to stop the N8N server, which is press Q or Control C. And let's just make sure it is definitely stopped. Sudo docker ps is the command. Okay, this is definitely stopped. Okay, so we're going to go and check. We're going to go and edit the second command here, and we're just going to add in a new line, which is -e, then paste in the environment variable name equals false, and then space backslash, because that will then let the whole command pass. Let me paste it into the terminal. Let's copy and paste this directly into the terminal. Okay, and there we go. It started back up. And if we go and we refresh this page now, there we go. We are now at this page that shows us this registration. And yeah, next up, we're going to be setting it up a Postgres, well, N8N with Postgres, which is going to be using a Docker Compose files, which we can download from N8N's official repository. So let's go to the terminal, and we're just going to press Q or Control C to stop it. Now we're going to go into sudo docker volume list, and we'll see that volume that we created earlier. We no longer need this. So let's just go sudo docker volume rm and then n8n underscore data. Let's just copy and paste it. Okay, and now switch to docs.n8n.io. Scroll down to the using with Postgres SQL section, and below the example is this N8N hosting repository. Click on that. That'll take us into the Docker Compose folder in the GitHub repository. Click on the root N8N-hosting, then click on the green code button, and then click on the icon for copy to keyboard to clipboard, I should say, and we switch back to terminal. Git clone -- depth1 space paste in the URL. Okay, press enter. Okay, and now we can go and cd into the N8N-hosting folder. And over here, we can just ls into this, and we can see the contents and this AWS Cloud Formation. That's very useful. But we're only looking at the Docker Compose now. So let's just go into cd Docker Compose. Okay, and then let's go and ls again. And we're just going to, the only thing we're really interested in is this with Postgres. Let's go and cd into that folder. So cd with Postgres, okay. And we're going to show the contents here. Okay, there's also a hidden.env file which contains the environment variables. So to just see that as well, ls-la. Okay, so I'll demonstrate how these two files work together. So first of all, let's go into the nano docker-compose.yaml. Okay, so nano docker-compose, okay. .yaml. Okay, scroll down and we will see down here there is an example. Well, not an example. I can show you over here. It's one of the environment variables being used. It's called by using $ curly brackets, and then in between the curly brackets is the environment variable name. Okay, let's Control X, and we're going to go back and set an environment variable in the .env file. I'm just going to show you how to do it. Nano.env. Now, these environment variables values, you should change these for your own working environment, especially if it's a production environment. You need to be choosing secure passwords and stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna go to the bottom of the file here. I'm gonna add in that environment variable, the N8N underscore secure underscore cookie environment variable that I need, so that I can service on a remote IP address, or access it from a remote IP address um, on the internal network here, and it will no longer throw a requirement message about the SSL certificate. Okay, so I've pasted that in and I've saved that. Now I also need to go into the edit the nano docker compose .yaml file. So let's go into that and now scroll down and under environment, under the N8N service, under environment, I'm going to go and add in a new line and using the exact same amount of spaces in the examples below, and then put those in for indentation and add in this line but with a minus and then the name of the environment variable equals dollar curly brackets, and then paste in the name of the environment variable in between the curly brackets again. Okay, let's copy and paste it. So that will call the environment variable from the environment variable file, and it will only call the value, which is false. Okay, so Control X and Y. Okay, so now we're ready. Sudo docker compose up. That will bring up our environment for the first time. Okay, so let's see. We can see things are spinning up. Okay, this is taking a while. Okay, and okay, it is now started. I'm going to switch to the browser. Here we go. I've got it, and I'm just going to go and obscure my personal data here while I do the registration here. And sorry about this, folks. This does take a little bit of time. I do type slowly because I have tendinitis. Okay. Once we're done, we just need to click on the next button. Okay. And we can just go and click Get Started. We don't need to fill in this form. And just click on that button to get a free key. Okay. Now click on, once you've got the key, click on Settings. It will be sent to your email address, and we can just click on Settings and go to the Usage and Plans and click this button. Sorry, to use Enter Activation Key button. And I'm just going to copy the activation key from my email. Activate, and that's it done, folks. We are ready to use N8N. That's it. Installation done. I hope you enjoy N8N. Thank you for watching, guys, and please do subscribe. I'm currently looking for work in the Netherlands in the SysOps and DevOps fields. So if you've got a systems admin role or a DevOps role in the Netherlands that I might be interested in, please reach out to me on LinkedIn. The link is in the description below.